I'm on the server. Okay. Hi everyone, I am Coach Bina Kavalam and I'm here with one of my fellows, Andrea. What's your last name again? Giraudo. And Andrea, she is one of my PD coaches from 2016, and now she's been working since business school here at Amazon. So she's going to be talking a little bit more about her experience here at Amazon. We're here for the Tech Bootcamp, so I pulled her in and she was able to help us share a little bit more about her Amazon experience. So I'll let Andrea take it away.
Yes, hi everyone. Andrea Giraudo. As Coach Bina said, I have been a part of MLT actually now for quite a while. I started in 2009. I did MLT CP, MBA prep, and PD. I went to Kellogg at Northwestern for my business school. And after business school, I've been at Amazon ever since. I interned there as a PM in the European office. And now I took a full-time offer in the Seattle office. I work on the home retail team as part of an RLD, our Retail Leadership Development Program. That's a very popular program that MBAs will interview into. And my first role in my rotation was as a vendor manager. So I'm in charge of two sections at Amazon. One is our seasonal decor. So I run the P&L for all of seasonal decor, be it Christmas trees, lights, ornaments, etc. And I'm also in charge of starting the strategy and building out our strategy for licensed home brands. What's a license? Anything like Disney, Nickelodeon, Star Wars, Martha Stewart's a license, Ralph Lauren, and even Nautica. So what is Amazon doing to build those brands across all of home, be bedding, bath, storage, art decor, etc. And so before we weren't intentionally doing that. And so now my job is to build out what's our strategy so that customers can shop a lifestyle and not in silos. So if you're going to buy the towel or the bed sheets for your dorm room or whatever it may be, let's get everything else that goes with it. The shirt, the sweatshirt, the backpack, whatever it may be. Let's build a lifestyle for customers where everything's stored. But before we weren't talking to customers in that way. You're used to going to Amazon and just searching for something. But now how about we show you everything else that goes with it. And inspire you to find other things. And so that's part of what I do.
You're creating like an aisle for all of the different product lines. So now you're not just creating like a simply bedding, you're doing the entire lifestyle suite around Nautica.
Absolutely.
Around the brand, which is really interesting because what you're seeing here is you're having the opportunity to really grow an entire business. So think about your traditional buyer who is doing, maybe a specific segment of Nautica. Now you're talking about, let's look at how we can grow the entire suite of products.
Absolutely. And actually one of the latest projects, I'm actually fresh off the press, was yesterday I met with Martha Stewart, and my big project is I want to build the world of Martha Stewart at Amazon. What does that mean? Well, I recognize that she's one of maybe the only brands next to maybe Oprah who has that much relevancy.
Name recognition
across 10 plus categories. Think pets, food, apparel, home, kitchen, but also has a treasure trove of shows. So think if we can put that on Prime Video, and then if we can create an Alexa cooking skill, and then if we can have Prime Now deliver the ingredients so that you can cook with Martha in your kitchen. There's just, and then you buy the book to get the recipes. I mean, it was like the full flywheel, as we call it at Amazon. And so my job is thinking, like, what are the brands and celebrities and influencers, et cetera, that customers care about and that are across a lot of different areas of your life that customers need to buy and get things from.
So I love the idea about thinking about the symphony of products. So it's not just one area, and so about the integration of you even talked about using Alexa and the Echo products, right? And about how you can integrate not just one specific category, like you think about sheets.
Yes.
Right? How can I integrate that across all of what Amazon brings to the table? That's really interesting because now you're at the intersection. Your role is not just as like say a buyer for a category, but you're also like a PM.
Exactly.
For your role, for your product. You're maximizing how we can make it work.
Absolutely.
That's a real cool intersection, and I think that's a pretty unique one.
Yes.
From your experience, have you seen that happen at other companies? I haven't seen that.
You're right, and so this is a brand new role that I got placed into out of the RLD program and as an MBA. So this is
RLD is the Retail
Leadership Development Program at Amazon. And this is something that's really unique about Amazon, and I'm not sure how many other companies do this, but if you see a gap or an opportunity, you can pitch it yourself. For example, one opportunity is Star Wars. This is an example, is one of the largest properties at Amazon from toys perspective. But in home, we really weren't listening to the customers, or we had some products, but we didn't have an intentionality behind it. And you will not believe the fans that are out there for this product.
I'm one of them.
Right. And so like you and I might not buy Star Wars sheets, but there are thousands of people who will.
Well, I'm not there yet. I'm not
right.
exactly.
But there are people who do.
Yeah,
so this year I teamed up and we created a task force with apparel and toys and home. So now when we do anything around a movie launch, we're doing it together. So we're showing the customer toys, sheets, and a t-shirt. Whereas before everything was kind of happening on its own. And so this past April, we sponsored Star Wars Celebration, which is like the Star Wars Comic-Con, and it's 60,000 fans in Chicago. And we had a booth and we talked to customers. We showed exclusive product with toys, apparel, and home for the first time.
Wow.
So things like that are things that if you see an opportunity, you can go do them. Your boss is never going to tell you, oh, hey, Star Wars is an opportunity. It's like, no, you tell us what the opportunity
is.
It's
really entrepreneurial,
yes.
role. You're owning this business and there's a lot of mastery there. And then it sounds like it's this great integration, like, what a brand manager would be doing, but kind of like, Uber X kind of, there's a lot more richness to the role too. So if you were interested in brand, if you were interested in tech and that intersection, this seems like it's a really cool connection point because you get a mix of the brand components, right, with the exposure to the different product line suites, but at the same time you're also integrating with the technology.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
And the products, the product manager work too, with the influencing other people.
Exactly, and that's the last plug I'll say is this is a role that I didn't even anticipate would touch so many areas of the business. So yes, I help select the product, I make sure it's in stock, but I also talk to finance and make sure that we have a business case, like why is this important? And I talk to marketing, how are we showing the products? And I negotiate with the vendor, and I'm talking to my leadership, and you're literally touching every area of the business to make sure that what the customer sees when you open up your mobile app for Amazon or go on your desktop is what you want it to be, and it is a good customer experience.
Fantastic. Oh, remind us where you went to school again?
Kellogg.
So you went to Kellogg, and what were you studying? What was your focus at Kellogg?
So my focus was, I didn't pick a concentration, but I went in and MLT helped me pick this. It was like, what are my 2 goals? And my interests were fitness tech and then emerging e-commerce and emerging markets. So that's why I ended up at Amazon because I wanted to get a really strong foundation. As you know, we are expanding in Mexico, in Asia, and other emerging markets, and someday I want to be a leader on one of those teams.
Wait, so your role was fitness tech?
So my passions were fitness tech or getting a role in something that did e-commerce that could take me to do e-commerce in emerging markets. I ended up, thankfully, thanks to MLT, with offers at Nike and Microsoft and Amazon. And that's really all of the training and learning from my coach and from what MLT has taught me over the years. And ultimately, I ended up with Amazon. It felt like the best career choice at that point to set me up for multiple options in the future.
All right, so let's now talk real deal. Let's talk about the interview. What's the interview process like from your experience?
Absolutely. So people will scare you and say that the Amazon interview is grueling. I will tell you that they are all very similar in that there's going to be a heavy focus on your behavioral questions, but the nuance with Amazon is to really learn the leadership principles.
14 leadership principles.
And that's easy, like Google leadership principles, Amazon. And
it's also on our Canvas Tech Bootcamp materials, so you have it all, yes.
And the trick is that every answer you give for a behavioral question should somehow be embedded in a leadership principle. So one of our really important principles is bias for action. What that means is ownership. What action did you take? What scrappiness did you show? And so you all have examples of that because you're preparing them for your school applications, for jobs. So just tailor your message to your audience, look at the leadership principles, and get a few examples for a couple leadership principles, and you'll be golden. The other element of the interview is some case questions, and they're gonna make sense. And they're there for you to show how you think. You don't need to know the right answer. There's no way to know the right answer. You don't have the data in front of you, but show how you would organize your thoughts, how, to Bina's earlier point, how you work across teams to get to whatever result your team is going for. And know the flywheel. So the insider pro tip for Amazon is know the leadership principles and know the flywheel model, another easy Google thing.
Okay, we'll have to Google that. What is the flywheel?
Yeah, the flywheel, and it's showed it.
Okay. Oh, so, yes, that's a model,
it's a model where it's like, if we have more selection, then we'll have more traffic because people want to come see the products we have. And if we have a lot of traffic, then sellers want to sell their things. And it just goes around and around and around. And then we can get better prices when we have more things. And it comes back and back to growth. And so everything we do, we think about how does it feed the flywheel. When I bring on brands like Martha Stewart or whatever it be, Star Wars, why am I doing that? Because it's important selection that will bring traffic, customers, eyeballs to the site. And then sellers will want to sell more because that's where the traffic is. And around we go. And so that's how we think about all of our decisions, with the customer at the center. Why is this important to the customer? Why does this matter?
So your responses also should be reflective of a customer-centric model,
Always customer-centric.
Right?
Always customer-centric. If you get a case question, maybe you'll never strike out if you say, okay, why does this matter to the customer? And be careful that sometimes the customer is not necessarily the end user, like you or I buying something on Amazon. It could be your vendor. A vendor is also a customer because they're also using Amazon to sell their things. So always start with, how does this matter to the customer? How will this affect the customer? And then think about, how does this affect the different stakeholders? And how are we going to measure results? That's pretty much just a recipe for success. And you'll get questions, and they'll probe and help you and guide you. They're not there to see you fail. It's not going to be like, tell me how many windows are in this building. Go. So
I've had that question.
I've had those too.
But luckily not here, right? So that's a good thing. Any other last comments or tips? Just over your experience. You're based in Seattle, right?
Yes, I am.
She flew here on a red eye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would have missed this for the world.
Good.
Yeah.
So any last tips or comments you want to share?
Yeah, it was specific to Amazon or
Amazon, MLT, anything.
Listen, A for MLT is like, don't cut yourself short. Like, I had a very non-traditional background. I was in the fashion industry. I wasn't very strong in finance and this and that, but you don't realize how strong some of your assets are until you start to develop what you really want to do with your job, and that can take shape in so many places. So I applied to several different jobs, and I got all the offers that I tried for, and I never thought in a million years I would, and that was thanks to MLT and then also Kellogg preparation, but that will happen at your schools as well. So just get all the offers you can, and then you make the decision with the help of your coach and your mentors at school. So never sell yourself short. You're all going to feel the imposter syndrome. I still feel it. Push past it. And then with Amazon, if this is the place for you, the last plug I'll say is, if you don't like your first job, the beautiful thing about Amazon is you can move as many times as you want and cross the organization. You don't have to stay. If you're in operations, you don't have to stay in operations. You can jump to be a product manager. You can jump to work in our stores. So truly, if you want a place where you don't have to make up your mind, none of us want to make up our minds. We're millennials. We want to have that like escape route. This is the kind of company you can do that at, because you can constantly be re-innovating yourself in your career, and your manager's never going to get in your way. It's not going to be like, oh, I don't want to tell him I want to move. It's like, no, tell him, because he will help you get there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrea. This has been fantastic. And I would strongly encourage all of you to apply for not only the retail development program, but all of the opportunities here at Amazon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.